Well, Mr. Netanyahu has condemned the UK government's decision to suspend some arms export licenses to Israel, describing it as a shameful decision that would embolden a genocidal Hamas. The Israeli Prime Minister said his country was at war to also protect British hostages and vowed the UK measures would not prevent it from winning the war in Gaza. For further clarity, we have with us international affairs expert Kamaraga. Thank you so much, sir, as always, for making time for us. Now, while the Labour government's decision has been facing a growing domestic backlash from all sides, is a deep diplomatic rift between Israel and the UK now likely?
Yeah, it's not much, because Britain is a very important and strategic ally of Israel. These are, friendly gestures, you can say, friendly. I don't think, ties are going to be affected. This is Prime Minister's personal views about Britain. Britain is one country which maintains not only strategic ties, but also send its naval forces around in that region to protect Israel. And in fact, when Israel was attacked by Iranians, it was the British, American, and French forces which virtually gunned down Iranian missiles and drones. So I mean, they have a very deep ties. Britain has helped establish Israel in 1948. It was so. I don't think ties are going to be affected. These are just a statement, issued by the Prime Minister, and he thinks, that it's not fair because since Britain is a very old and strategic ally of Israel.
Right, sir, but exempting the F-35 fighter jet program, essentially giving this program a blank check to continue despite knowing that F-35s are being used extensively in Gaza. Some actually are saying that the UK suspension of this arms exports is too limited and riddled with loopholes. Would you say this is a terrible decision for the future of arms control, and it also misses a clear obligation to hold Israel accountable for its war crimes?
Yes, in a way you can say, but it's basically a symbolic, 30 items out of 350, they have suspended their supplies. And most of these are basically spare parts used in fighter bombers or drones, mostly in these two sectors. Thirdly, the Britain is doesn't want to disrupt supplies of other items, but they said it is not a blanket ban on British supplies to arms supplies to Israel. They said it is not an arm embargo also. So arms will continue to flow into Israel from Britain or France or even United States. There are certain items which they don't want to sell. The reason is, Parmeshwar, there's tremendous pressure from the public in Britain. These are the people, who have basically voted for Labour Party, the ruling Labour Party. They want, government should take some steps. And in fact, the Labour Party has promised, when they will come to the power, they will take certain actions against Israel. So it is in that we must see in that connection this step was taken, and it's a very temporary thing. It's not going to last long because number of reasons, which we have mentioned earlier.
Thank you so much, as always, sir, for joining us with those quick comments. Many are also arguing that this marks a shift in British foreign policy away from being lockstep with Washington when it comes to support for Israel. But we'll keep a close eye on all the developments. The UK sends Israel explosives, guns and fighter jet components, but it isn't one of Israel's main suppliers, I must inform our viewers. In fact, the United States and Germany are Israel's biggest weapon suppliers.